So finally, play will start here. The news from Tony Greig there was that Sri Lanka had won the toss. They decided to bat, and everyone here is waiting for cricket to start. Not to mention the gentleman next to me on my right. He was there cheering Sri Lanka a long time ago when Sri Lanka played their first test match, a good 18 years ago. He was there, Uncle Percy. He looks fitter than he did 18 years ago. Well, we're ready to roll here at the SSC. Our commentators are standing by to start off the proceedings today. Ranjit, Fernando and Tony Greig.
Thank you, Ravi. Right, well, a smile on the face of the Pakistan captain. His team on their way out to the centre now to start this HNB Test match. In fact, it's the HNB Test Series 2000. And the man in your picture now, 2 wickets to go to get to the magic 400 mark. And, of course, when he gets there, he'll be one of 4 players. What an exclusive club that is. So there he is out in the centre, Wasim Akram. Just looking at the teams now, for those of you who've just joined our telecast, the Sri Lankan lineup. You heard Sanat Surya saying that he thought the pitch would turn a bit. He's right at the top of the list there, opening with Marvin Adapadu. Mahela, they'll be looking for some runs from him. He's been a bit short on runs. Aravinda's in good form. Arjuna playing in the 100th Test match, having played in the first one. Russell Arnold, Kaluwitharana, he wants to do his stuff in this Test match too, because there are a few other keepers knocking on the door. Chaminda Vas and Dilhara Fernando in debut, and what a big day that is for him. Muralidharan and Zoysa making up the Sri Lankan 11. And just looking at the Pakistan lineup there, Mohammad Wasim going in first with Syed Anwar. All his experience will be certainly put to the fore here, no doubt. Yunus Khan at number 3, Izzy at number 4. Johanna is in really good form. The captain coming in next. Razak, very good all-rounder. Akram, the same. Mushtaq, the leggy, in there as well. Waqar Yunus and Arshad Khan, the other spinner. So they've decided to go with 2 spinners as well.
Arjuna Ranatunga played Sri Lanka's first test match in 1982. He's back here to play test match number 100 after 18 and a half years in big-time cricket. Fantastic achievement from a tremendous cricketer.
So Marvin Adapadu, just 27 years of age, starting to put some experience under his belt there. 33 test matches, an average of just over 30, 3 centuries. First ball of the test. Oh, and just a little bit of bounce there. Just a nice loosener there from Wasim Akram.
Straight away some swing for Wasim Akram. Both teams were looking in terms of batting on this trip, which promises to have a lot of runs. But there's always going to be movement earlier on this SSC pitch. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of moisture too. And that's really an in-swinger coming into Marvin Adapadu. He's taken on the responsibility of also now being Sri Lanka's vice captain. So important moment for him too.
And now Sanat Jayasuriya about to take strike. An average of just over 45 centuries in the 48 test matches he's played so far. And Waqar Yunus is going to bowl to him. Well played. That's lovely timing through the Yorkside field. Sanat Jayasuriya has caressed this one away. It's going to get to the boundary as well. That's a lovely shot. Beautiful cover drive. Didn't try and hit it too hard, but boy, it hit right in the middle of the bat.
It was right in the slot for Sanat Jayasuriya. Just eased into it, just coming down gently on it and caressing it through. The timing was perfect. Jayasuriya likes to get on the drive, and he's been doing it effectively in recent times, hitting it along the ground, being in complete control of the shot.
Oh, in the air and into the gap. Well, that's the first half chance. Well, it wasn't a half chance because it didn't go to hand, but it's gone for 4. There's no doubt that it was in the air through Galle, and Galle, well, went to his right hand. That was a good delivery.
It certainly was a good delivery. It is in that area that Sanat Jayasuriya is slightly vulnerable. One really sees that he hasn't got his foot right in front, and as a result was not over the delivery itself, not much in control. The ball uppishly past Galle, just going into the gap.
Oh, he's hit him on the head. What a good delivery that was. That was from nowhere. Now, that's the danger ball I was talking about. He's come up and bowled just within himself, and great fast bowlers have this ability every now and again to bowl one a lot faster. And this one, I think, hit him on the head. It was a very fast delivery, short and absolutely bang on target.
This is really why Wasim Akram is such a great bowler. He's able to produce that delivery, even on the slowest of pitches, hurrying the batsman through. And you could see how quickly Atapattu had to duck the cover.
Was a misfield. Well, they'll end up probably getting themselves 3. Will it go to the boundary? Probably not. It's not very clever fielding there. That's one of the problems Pakistan have from time to time if things aren't going too well.
In more recent times, the Pakistanis have prided in their fielding. With the youngsters included in their side, their fielding levels have improved greatly. But Arshad Khan has, in fact, had a few problems.
Yes, he made a pretty decent effort, but just couldn't get his hands to it. Jayasuriya drives through the offside field. Didn't quite get it in the middle of the bat, but got enough bat on it to take it way down towards the boundary there. And we'll see 3 more as Mushtaq picks it up on the boundary fence. All right, well, that's a good shot, and a misfield of that over. It's 25 for none. So over the top. Well, not a very good shot. It's a very risky one, but we've seen Jayasuriya play those ones off over the years, and it's gone to the boundary for 4. 29 for none. Yes, that's Sanat Jayasuriya going for that big cover drive with a very open bat outside the off stump. Lucky to get away with that. I think the strategy out there, Ranjit, is to keep him quiet and then every now and again hope he'll have a go.
Atapattu, the man on strike. And a nice friendly half volley. Punch down the ground. It's a good start for Sri Lanka after tea.
Well, Abdul Razak bowling to the strength of the solid right-hander. He's a lovely driver of the ball, especially straight through mid-off and mid-on. This one was easily done. Playing with a straight bat, just helped himself through mid-off.
That's runs on the offside. In spite of the heavy rain, this outfield is pretty quick. Second boundary of the over here for Marvin Atapattu.
Nicely in position once again, Marvin Atapattu, reading the length of the delivery quite quickly and early, making sure that he gets behind the line of that ball and then angling the bat away through that vacant gully position.
He's very well balanced when he played that shot. Edge, there's no third slip. Streaky shot there to get him a boundary.
Mohammad Wasim missing that one, a difficult chance. We'll have to wait and see whether that went to his hand or hit the ground before it went to Mohammad Wasim in the second slip, forcing it off the back foot Marvin Atapattu, and had a narrow escape there. Abdul Razak just a little disappointed because it was a very good delivery. Getting the batsman to play at a delivery just wide outside the off stump.
Start of a new over now. Waqar continuing. Just a little bit of a breeze at his back, and he's got him. He's hit it straight to Galle. Well, he's been persisting around about that area, on and around off stump, and we did mention a little while ago that we thought Galle was the place that he was trying to pick up a wicket. Well, he's done it. Waqar Yunus has struck for Pakistan, and that takes him 1 wicket closer to the 300 mark. 298, and just watch this one again. A little bit of an off-cutter there, and it bounced a little bit on him. And Yunus Khan takes the catch, and so the end of the danger man. The Sri Lankan captain out caught in the gully off the bowling of Waqar. Well, Russell Arnold is the new batsman. The board, and certainly the slip of paper we received from the Sri Lankans had Jayawardene coming in at number 3, but Russell Arnold is in that position. 26 years of age, 25 innings so far. and an average of, well, 37, not far off the 40 mark, just 2 centuries. And wouldn't he like to score a century here today? So Russell Arnold replacing Sanat Jayasuriya, caught in the gully.
Sanat Jayasuriya has been fishing outside the off stump. Very loose there, bit of extra bounce that really did him. Going through with it, getting the outside edge, and Yunus Khan taking it comfortably.
Oh, well bowled. That's hit him on the gloves. Right, well, this is really good bowling. It's hot out there, and now that he's got a bit of a breeze at his back, Waqar, having taken the wicket of Jayasuriya, by the way, did it hit him on the glove or did it hit him on the arm? Let's see if we can pick here. Oh, yes, that hit him on almost on the elbow. That's beaten the edge of the bat. Good bowling.
A bit of extra pace from Waqar Yunus, rushing on Russell Arnold. Really squaring him up. And it's on the forearm of the left hand. Don't have any protection up there on that forearm.
Oh, he's bowled in. That's beautiful bowling. He really is bowling beautifully. 299 wickets to Waqar Yunus, and he's very definitely been the bowler of the day today. Bowled into the wind in a steady fashion, and since he's been swung around with the wind at his back, he's got Jayasuriya, and now he's knocked the stumps of Russell Arnold out of the ground.
He really softened him up with the delivery that really hit him on the forearm. Russell Arnold never looked comfortable. And then came in and got the inside edge, really tentative, playing outside the line, and that drags him back down into the wicket. So Waqar Yunus on fire here.
Yes, that's very well bowled. So Russell Arnold out, bowled by Waqar for 4. He only faced 8 balls, and it's now 56 for 2. Aravinda De Silva is the new batsman. I think most would agree the best batsman in the Sri Lankan lineup. 34 years of age, an average of over 40, over 5,500 runs, a wonderful career, and in good nick at the moment. He's out there because Russell Arnold was comprehensively bowled. The ball coming off the inside edge, just a little bit of movement there, and back goes the leg stump out of the ground. And that was the end of Russell Arnold, out bowled by Waqar Yunus. And Waqar, well, he's now taken 299 wickets. What a career he's had. Just watch that leg stump. Bang, away she goes.
An attempted short delivery, but well played in the end by Adapadu.
Yes, he managed to get a bat on it, not a full bat, but again, a sign of off the back foot. He's not very comfortable, and when he's been pushed back, he hasn't really scored. And I think this is, we watch this delivery short, and this is a sign of his frustration. And in the past, he was just pushing it away, and I think he's realized he's got to score now.
That's nicely timed. Couple of runs on the onside for De Silva. He was nicely on top of that one. In the air and pass point. So the first boundary for De Silva. He wasn't in total control of the shot.
Well, certainly an opportunity here for Pakistan. In the air, and it's well bowled by Waqar, and just over the edge of the fingertips. And it's a big wicket they've missed out on. The ball swings in slightly. De Silva's hands comes off the bat.
And this time, it's a cracking cover drive. So consecutive boundaries for De Silva, and that'll end the over. 72 for 2. So De Silva, and good touch here. What's this last ball of the previous over?
Well, that's the way to play them.
The boundaries coming thick and fast here for the Sri Lankans. That's a poor delivery, and Atapattu has dealt with it in style.
Just down the leg side, just a little bit. Abdul Razak just seems to have bowled 1 or 2 overs too many, I think, Ravi. And they're just starting to lose it. The pace is all the same now. Maybe a change. Bring on Mushi. Just try something.
That should be 4. In fact, just cut off inside the boundary line there, but again Razak will be disappointed with the line he's bowling. He's got a packed offside field, and he's bowling to the legs of De Silva. He went for a boundary in the previous over when Atapattu was on strike. Oh, tremendous shot. That's not short enough for many players in the world, but for De Silva, it is short enough, and it reaches the boundary.
85 for 2. They've brought Mushfiq Ahmed on from the end that Wasim Akram chose as the opening bowler. These are the 4s. And then there's the pull. In the meat of the bat, 4 to square, nice and confident. Aravinda.
There's the drive and into the gap, and that'll run away down to the boundary for 4. Lovely cover drive all the way along the ground for 4, in the direction of exactly where we suggested there might be a fieldsman. 91 for 2.
Classic cover drive from Marvin Atapattu is so good when he's driving the ball.
Oh, that's beaten the outside edge, and a half-hearted appeal there. Mushtaq bowling that one a little bit quicker. It beat Aravinda. All ends up. He was pushing at it. It was a little bit wide and turned a little bit more than he expected.
Beautiful delivery. Aravinda De Silva had to play that one. Quicker through the air and just the right kind of spin.
Trying to cut that one away on the offside. He's got it away for 1 and back for the 2nd. Good running.
Moin Khan not impressed because wanted Saidan were to really come in and attack the ball. That deep point boundary gave an extra run there. It was nicely played by Marvin Atapattu to make sure that he played it all along the ground.
Oh, good shot. Lovely cover drive, and the sweeper is off the boundary there, and that's gone for 4. Well, if you're going to have him back, he may as well be right back saving 4. So a lovely cover drive. Marvin Atapattu has yet to make a Test 50 at this venue, that is, of course. And, of course, it's his club ground. Before this innings, he'd scored 176 runs at 14.67 apiece in 12 Test match innings, the highest of 48. So on this ground, he's had a pretty ordinary time of it. Oh, he's had a go at that one. This is in the air, but it's going to fall safely. Well, he went across the line of that one, and he's really got a bit of a top edge there. That's good bowling from Mushtaq. He's kept him quiet. Aravinda trying to really get out of this little passage of play, taking it from outside off stump, but it was a top edge, wasn't it? But lucky to get away with that one. Nicely played into the gap on the onside. Wasim Akram is going to have to chase that one. I don't think he'll make it. That's lovely driving. That's the 50 partnership, and that was as good a shot as we've seen all day.
Beautiful timing and great placement. This is so good, Aravinda De Silva.
So there we are. Third wicket, 51. Atapattu undefeated on 46. That's the breakdown of the contribution so far to this partnership.
That's up in the air, and a chance for Akram. That's a very good catch. De Silva losing concentration, and Pakistan have picked up a very important wicket. He looks at his bat there. He obviously got it on the bottom of the bat, but Arshad Khan has deceived the master batsman.
So the Pakistanis were looking to lure the Sri Lankans into making a false shot, some sort of indiscretion. Arshad Khan giving the ball here, and a little bit of turn, but De Silva getting it at the bottom of the bat. You could see Wasim Akram taking off late, but the ball was up there for long enough for him to get under it and complete a catch. So a big wicket for Pakistan at a crucial stage, and Sri Lanka lose Aravinda De Silva for 30. So Sri Lanka lose their third wicket for 109.
So Mahela Jayawardena is the new man out there for the Sri Lankans. Young man, very talented. He's already got more than 1,000 runs in Test match cricket. He's got a double 100 on this ground. And the reason why he's here is because this is what happened a little while earlier.
So the Pakistanis have forced indiscretion on Aravinda De Silva. He's picked the bait there, looking to hit the off spinner over mid-wicket, and really not getting it quite clean, getting the bottom of the bat, and a very good catch by Wasim Akram, picking it up in the end, taking off late.
And Aravinda De Silva will be very disappointed with that shot. He had done all the hard work. One just got a feeling in the last 15 minutes or so he was beginning to lose a bit of concentration. Good delivery that. That came back late into the right-hander. I thought Jayawardena did well to adjust.
Once again, Jayawardena a little bit circumspect. The ball hitting Jayawardena slightly high and probably doing a little bit more.
Pitched in line, straightened, but there was that extra bit of bounce.
Oh, what a fine delivery that one was.
Now that's beautifully bowled. They're going up for the catch here. Moin Khan isn't happy, but once again, Atapattu deceived in the flight. He wasn't sure whether to play forward or back.
Prodigious turn here for Arshad Khan. Lovely flight. You see the bounce, and probably that's what did for Marwan Atapattu. A little bit of pad, and Moin Khan grabbing that. But umpire BC Kurian move.
Now he's taken the risk there, and it's come off for Marwan Atapattu. He'll reach his 50. It's a good use of his feet on that occasion.
50 for Marwan Atapattu. Well played one. Not a great convincing shot. Just managing to get over the infield using his feet, and that certainly must be some sort of relief for him.
Yes, he was just beginning to get a little overcautious. So Sri Lanka batting first here, 115 for 3. Marwan Atapattu, he's going strong, 50 not out. He will play the sheet anchor's role. Jayasuriya, he looked good till he got out for 26. Russell Arnold didn't last long. He was cleaned up by Waqar Younis for 4. And De Silva, he was playing well till he played a rash shot and was out for 30. Mahela Jayawardena is giving Atapattu company at close. He's 2 not out. So the partnerships for Sri Lanka, they started off well. The opening pair adding over 50. And then we saw another good partnership between Atapattu and Aravinda De Silva. They added 53, but Sri Lanka need bigger partnerships than this. Well, the Pakistan bowling was honest most of the time. Wasim Akram very accurate, 9 overs for 15, but it was Waqar Younis who did the damage early on. 2 for 36. Abdul Razak did a pretty good job too, but I was impressed with the way the two spinners bowled. Mushtaq Ahmed and Arshad Khan. Arshad Khan varied his flight nicely towards the end and picked up the important wicket of De Silva.
Righto, here we go. Wasim Akram bowling the first ball of day 2, and what a gentle little half volley that was. Nicely played straight down the ground, the ball running away across this outfield, a little bit quicker today, and just making the boundary. So what a lovely start that is. Beautifully driven down the ground for 4, so that'll give Mahela a bit of confidence.
Something that he would have loved to get, and he got it from Wasim Akram. A loosener, just right up there on the half volley. Mahela Jayawardena, a straight bat pushing right through. That will give him a bit of confidence to start the day with. Almost gifted to him.
One's down to fine leg. I think it'll go for 4. Yes, off the inside edge and down to the boundary very quickly there. So 4 more to the total. That time Jayawardena getting it away. Well, he's been the scorer today.
Really waiting on that one. and getting the very fine inside edge right down to the line. So he's really waiting on that, playing behind the wicket, nicely rolling it down towards the fine leg region.
Now that was a chance, I think. That was extremely well bowled. And as a forward short leg fielder, you needed to anticipate this. You watch how he's altered his line here.
Well, there was absolutely no doubt there was a chance, and it was one of the easier chances you'd get as a short leg.
Beautiful piece of bowling. He had enough time to watch it. Just in stick. Now that's a desperate shot, but he's got away with it. He'll find the boundary. I think Arshad Khan shouldn't mind that shot being played. 154 for 3.
This is a lovely drive, beautifully driven down the ground. Mahela Jayawardene this time finding the gap and placing the ball away from Inzamam ul Haq at mid-on.
That was brilliantly timed by Mahela Jayawardene. This is really the Mahela Jayawardene we know of. So very strong in that area, particularly through mid-on and hitting through the line using his feet. That's brilliantly played.
Use of the feet and driving beautifully. And partly stopped there by Imran Nazir, the substitute, but it'll run away to the boundary. Very good footwork there. Sri Lanka really need to do that now. Just get a little bit aggressive because they've got this partnership going. Flight delivery, making it into a full toss. Imran Nazir really diving over the ball. Catch. Bat and pad taken. Mohammad Wasim making it count this time. Arshad Khan spinning the ball and Marwan Natapatu failing to keep that one along the ground. So that's a very good breakthrough. Bit of sharp spin and lovely flighted delivery from Arshad Khan. Back, then the pad and the ball lobbing easily into the hands of Mohammad Wasim. No trouble this time whatsoever. So Pakistan pick up an important wicket of Atapatu. It's gone for 73 in Sri Lanka, 176 for 4. Arjuna Ranatunga making a historic appearance here, playing his 88th test match. The only player ever to play the first and the 100th test match for Sri Lanka.
Oh, and that may be, was it off the glove? There's a huge appeal there. Ranatunga staying there. Ranatunga says it's hit his arm. And, well, the umpire, I think, might have made a good decision there. The Pakistanis aren't too happy about it. But I can't see why Ranatunga would point to his arm if it hit him on the glove. So you'd want to be right these days, wouldn't you, with all these action replays? Let's see if we can pick up what happened. Here we go, the off-spinner, good delivery. It bounces, he plays a little low. It certainly bounced. It missed the outside edge, and did it miss the thumb? Let's watch it go through, and it's, did it hit him on the arm on the way through? Well, I think there, well, certainly that first replay looked as if there was a little bit of glove there. Now then.
And Mahela Jayawardene goes right over the top, and just one bounce over the boundary. So that was really pitched up. And brings him a boundary.
He's a lovely timer of the ball, isn't he? When he decides to go over the top, he's a beautiful striker of the ball, and this was an example of that. Just watch how he commits to the shot here and goes right through with the shot, keeps his head down, watches the ball right onto the face of the bat, and, well, that is beautifully played. Oh, that's beautifully played. That's a lovely leg glide, right off the middle of the bat, nudged away down to fine leg for 4. Well, that's one of those classical Arjuna Ranatunga deflections.
Clever shot by Arjuna Ranatunga. With his deftness, he's able to really just take the pace of the ball and just work it so fine, incredible. It's been a hallmark shot of his in the one-days as well. And brings him a boundary.
So he's moved on to 6. Jayawardene 42. Razak continuing. That's a better line. Arjuna wants one. There's a stall. If he hits the stumps, he's gone. He's got him. I think that might be out. I think he might be run out. I think the bails have fallen. Now, the umpire will wait, and then he will call for the replay. The Pakistanis are a bit panicky out there. Now, there we are. He's calling for the replay, and I think you'll find that Arjuna is going to be out here. The bail took a long time to fall. There was a stutter, and that caused the problem. Right, let's see.
So there was the nudge and trying to go through. This is what the stutter there that really did him in. As the ball really hitting the wicket. And he's going to be out there. See the ball being dislodged.
For me, that's out, but umpires have got to be absolutely certain about this. I suspect the red light will go on. There it is. So the end of Arjuna Ranatunga, unfortunately, run out. And, well, that's very unfortunate for Sri Lanka. And he's on his way back to the dressing room. Sri Lanka are 187 for 5. Right, well, the new batsman is Romesh Kaluwitharana. He's arrived at the crease now as a result of that run out. And it really will be interesting. Just have a look at these figures of he's averaging 29, due for a few runs, actually. He's under a little bit of pressure at the moment, Kaluwitharana. Oh, and now then he's taken it. Yes, that's out. That's a good delivery. Well, Kaluwitharana is only a small fellow. He pushed forward there. I think that went off the glove. It went down. It was a very good catch, actually. They're not easy at forward short leg. That one went quite sharply. He came forward, and I reckon he caught it one-handed. Just let's see if we can pick it up. Did it hit the glove or the bat?
That was the one off the inside edge of the bat onto the pad and coming a very good reflex one. Watched it all the way, and Kalu's gone. So Sri Lanka in trouble. The last specialist batsman, Mohammad Wasim, taking that catch. So Romesh Kaluwitharana out for 4. Sri Lanka in trouble at 193 for 6.
Right, so Sri Lanka now really are getting themselves into a bit of a hole. Chaminda Vaas is the new batsman. His best is 57 against New Zealand, also a very aggressive player.
Now, this is the last man to be dismissed. Once again, Arshad Khan bowling an excellent line here. Pretty straightforward chance. But the good thing about that catch was Mohammad Wasim was always sitting down. He didn't get up early, and that's why he made that catch look easy.
Very good anticipation as well.
That's a lovely shot. That's punched down the ground for a boundary. 199 for 6. So 54, Jayawardene. He gets a good hand from the crowd here. It's been a good innings. A stylish young player.
An important innings for his career and also for Sri Lanka. Jayawardene badly needed this 50. He's got it by executing some lovely shots. 6 boundaries, 93 deliveries in 148 minutes.
It's up in the air. Again, bat pad. Plenty of shouts of catch it.
Mushtaq Ahmed has looked very confident, and you can make it out when he's flighting the ball in that manner and getting the ball to turn and also pitch in the right line. Beautiful bowling.
That's up in the air. They all go up for the catch. Is it a top edge? Empire Buckner isn't interested, but that certainly looked like the wrong one from Mushtaq Ahmed.
Mushtaq and company looked very animated. They thought that Chaminda Vaas had nicked it. Well-flooded delivery, going for that sweep shot. Just hitting the arm and the shoulder, maybe. No bat or glove involved there, and a very good decision by the umpire.
He's bowled him here. This one seemed to go the other way. And Mushtaq Ahmed has struck here. He's outsmarted Chaminda Vaas, and Sri Lanka have lost another wicket.
Well, we had been mentioning that he hasn't really bowled a wrong one, and this one was googly. Completely deceiving Chaminda Vaas, who played it over it. And the ball rattling the leg stump. Very good bowling by the little leggy. Gone for 3 in Sri Lanka. 206 for 7.
So Nuwan Zoysa is the new man out there for Sri Lanka. Pakistan having a great opportunity to really wrap up the Sri Lankan tail quickly. They're in a good position in this test match. Zoysa, no great pretensions with the bat. 26 his highest against Pakistan. So a left-hander replacing a left-hander.
This was a lovely delivery. The wrong one. Ball on the leg stump. Shaminder Vas missing it completely. Playing all over it.
Oh, yes, as he got him, I think that's out-stumped. Yes, he's decided to go for a shot on the onside. That's very well bowled by Ashraf Khan. He deserves that wicket. And we've seen him on 1 or 2 occasions, actually. He's also just losing his balance a little bit when he tries to play the ball away on the onside. And that'll be noted by this team. There we are. You can see the captain there saying, you've got to get him playing on the onside a little bit. And he tends to walk all over the place. Here we are. Have a look.
Yeah, he tries to... When he gets onto the onside, he falls over there. And, well, it's well bowled. Last over, he came around the wicket for the last ball, went back over. So all credit to the bowler. He flighted it beautifully. In actual fact, one could say he was beaten in the flight, wasn't he? Zoysa 17, stumped 37 balls in his 11 scoring shots. I think he did his job. 245 for 8.
So Muralidharan coming out there, and what will he be saying to himself? Just my luck. You know, we've scored 245 runs. We've been batting for over a day now, and I've got to come into bat when the new ball's due.
Yeah, he would be saying that, but also, he'd know, looking at his career of 13, he's saying, well, I just don't want to give my opposition off spin any wickets. And you see how he overbalances, doesn't get forward, leans forward. It's as easy as picking apples.
Yes, he does. He overstrides there, and of course he's got no chance now. Good sides will note that.
Up they go. That's been taken. Wasim Akram has picked up his 399th wicket, and a good one. Mahela Jayawardene, who's concentrated so hard, just poked at that one, and Moin Khan has come up with a very good catch. Just for a moment, one thought it might not carry to him.
That occasion, Wasim Akram angling the ball away from the right-hander quite and getting the outside edge, and Moin Khan taking a very good catch in front of first slip, going across, dying on him, and Wasim Akram moves just 1 away from 400. Jayawardene, who batted really well for his 77, caught Moin Khan, bowled Wasim. Sri Lanka 257 for 9.
So Dilhara Fernando comes out to the middle. Number 11 batsman playing his first test match. Now this is the last man to go. Good piece of bowling by Wasim Akram. You could see him rolling his fingers on the ball. It went like a fast leg break. And Moin Khan making no mistake.
So Muralidharan on strike, batting just a little bit outside leg stump. And his eyes are quite wide at the moment. Wasim Akram turns at the top of his mark. Oh, he smashed that through the offside field. It's racing away down towards the boundary. 4 runs. Well, that's better. That's much more like it. That's entertainment.
There's nothing very much one could do with a shot like that. Muralidharan, once again, as predicted, gave himself the room, but this time not really going over the bowler's head. There were 2 fielders, or there was a fielder at long on protecting it. Just slashed it and beat point.
Bang on target. He's got that one away as well. He was way outside leg stump. That's gone for 4 as well. Well, I've got to say that he must have been at least 2 feet outside leg stump. The ball was just outside off stump, and he still managed to get it away.
Yes, Muralidharan, as Wasim Akram was bowling. Let's look at Muralidharan. He's almost a foot or 2 outside leg stump. He's got a method, and it does work.
In the air, this could be it. It's high in the air, and I think it's going to be caught. Yes, Wasim Akram takes it. That's 300 test wickets for Waqar Younis. What a wonderful bowler he is. A very significant moment in the history of test cricket, the history of Pakistan cricket, and more particularly, a very significant moment in the test career of Waqar Younis. 14th player in the history of Test cricket to have taken 300 Test wickets. What a bowler.
Enchanting stuff here. Two bowlers striving for that elusive wicket, one for the 400, other for the 300, and Waqar Younis gets to it with the assistance of Wasim Akram, who completes a fairly comfortable catch, but is keeping his eyes on it, and that partnership which had been frustrating the Pakistanis coming to an end, and with Waqar Younis a very happy man. So the Sri Lankan innings comes to an end. 273 runs. Mutha Muralidharan, he's gone, caught by Wasim off the bowling of Waqar. And Sri Lanka closed for 273.
So Sri Lanka making 273 in the first innings, Atapadu 73, but the real innings was played by Jayawardena. 77, he held the innings together, and some useful contributions there towards the end. Zoysa making 17, Muralidharan making 18, and that was useful because at one stage it looked as if Sri Lanka would be bowled out pretty cheaply. Pakistan bowling very good. Pick of the bowlers, Arshad Khan 4 for 62, and 300 wickets for Waqar Younis, 3 for 50. Talented player, but he's not done enough justice to his talent. Class player, 47 matches, very good average. 900s in just 47 matches, so every 5 matches he gets 100. First runs on the board, Anwar starting with a boundary.
This one was nicely played, just a little late.
That's out. Yes, he's got him. That's very well bowled. That's his first wicket. That's a good ball too. That one bounced a little bit outside off stump, and Mahela Jayawardena took the catch as crisp as you can possibly imagine. Well, that makes a bit of a difference. Mohammad Wasim crisply caught at second slip off a delivery that was just a little quicker, bounced a little bit, and a big moment in the life of Fernando.
He's got the ability to really zip one through. We're talking about it, and on the occasion he got the line right, and then a big catch by Russell Arnold. He really watched it and pouched it very nicely.
Yes, I've got Jayawardena on the brain, I think. Russell Arnold won't be giving me a pat on the back. It was beautifully taken by him. So Arnold making the catch off the bowling of Fernando. Wasim out for 8. Pakistan now 1 down for 16. Right, so it looks like Younis Khan striding out to the centre. Age of 22, very young, very promising player. 107 against Sri Lanka, his top score, and he made that century on debut. Well, that's a wonderful shot. Well, straight down the ground for 4. Murali doesn't like those sorts of shots. He likes to keep things nice and quiet. Gone for it again, and that's out. He's hit it straight to mid-on. Straight to mid-on. Well, it's one thing getting away with it once. You've got to be very careful. Muralidharan spins it a little more than most, and so a big wicket to Muralidharan and Sri Lanka. They'll be perfectly happy if they can just pick them up on a regular basis.
Well, that's called experience. And Fernando just gobbled it, nice and flighted, and he's hit him once, and I said the ball before, he didn't get into a good position. And what an easy catch to Fernando, his test catch, first one, he'll remember that.
Right, so Younis Khan out for 23, Pakistan 67 for 2. Yusuf Yohana in tremendous form. He's a wonderful cricketer, has played some very good knocks just lately. His best in his career, 120 against Zimbabwe. That was at Lahore. What a catch! What an unbelievable catch! That is an unbelievable catch. Well, it's hard enough at forward short leg at the best of times. I tell you what, he's had his beans this morning, that's for sure. That was a wonderful catch. Going to his right and beautifully picked up. Jayawardena is having a good match. He's played well with the bat, and now he's made a magnificent contribution. Yusuf Yohana is a good player. He went to his right, the ball went off the bat, and it went fast.
Well, this is as good a catch you'll see at short leg, there's no doubt. What a catch. That's the kind of catch that can change a match, Tony. And They were certainly missing in the Pakistani fielding. And Muralitharan is snared his second wicket.
Yusuf Johanna is out. Pakistan 75 for 3. So Pakistan's captain, Moin Khan, is out there on 2.
No ball down the track and hitting it quite sweetly. Over long on, Moin Khan in good touch here. 2 boundaries so far in this over. A little bit of aggression.
Doesn't want to be tied down. Yes, a good stretch. Moin Khan wanted to let loose, and on that occasion picking the no ball up and then going right over the top.
Going down the leg side, but perilously close because that really didn't spin.
Moin Khan just offering the pad, hoping it to spin back. That ball really carrying on, but may have really gone past the leg stump. Moin Khan slowly angling his leg away. Muralitharan desperately asking the umpire.
Down the track and hitting it cleanly once again. It's very good batting. Taking the attack to the off spinner. It's a good over for the Pakistanis. 13 off the over, 102 for 3. In fact, not at short leg, at short cover. Saidanwa might just be a little early into that drive. This was beautifully struck in the gap and beautifully placed. That's a lovely drive. This was an extremely difficult shot to execute, playing against the spin and getting a boundary through mid-on. Now that rarely happens when Muralitharan is bowling, and that boundary will get him his 50 as well. Well played, Saidanwa. Top knock. Down the track and playing it quite nicely. Saidanwa will be struggling to come back for the second and making it easily in the end. Arvinda De Silva just a little late in attacking the ball and releasing it back to Muralitharan. Chance, Kalu with her now really looking for that run out because it went all along the ground.
On that occasion, Moin Khan not being able to get the bat, the ball spinning sharply into him, hitting the pad and rolling along. Kalu trying to gather quickly and reverse it back, but Moin quickly back.
It's a lovely delivery, foxing him completely, the straighter one, which Muralitharan has developed and has put to very good use.
Moin Khan was really looking to let that ball come and hit his pad, but the ball's just missing the wicket by inches.
Kicking it away and surviving that very good over from Muralitharan. 114 for 3, Pakistan.
Two more runs added to the score. He's looked to play the shot all the time. It's a risky shot against the off-spinner. Anything pitched outside, if it's even a little short, Moin Khan looks to give himself room. That's nicely cut away. Two fielders in pursuit, but the ball will win. So Moin Khan not afraid to play shots even in the last over of the day.
Moin Khan seizing the opportunity. As soon as it was short with a little bit of width, he was very quick to put it away. Got terrific eye and seized the ball early.
Come on, fellas. Take him with us, take him with us.
Oh! 130 for 3. So that's the end of the day's play. Pakistan had done well here to come back into this game with this partnership of 55 between Moin Khan and Saeed Anwar. Saeed Anwar making a comeback to Test match cricket after the break for knee injury. He'll be happy with his performance, 56. And this match nicely balanced at this stage. Sri Lanka making 273. In reply, Pakistan 130 for 3. Saeed Anwar there.
The pitch on the third day of the test match looks just a little different in nature and structure. The ball was doing a little bit extra for the bowlers, especially the spinners, and also Chaminda Vaz was able to trouble the Pakistani batsmen because of a variation in pace. The ball was stopping just a little bit on the batsmen, making things difficult for them. Now, if you have a close look at the surface here, you'll find that there is a bit of wear and tear on the off stump of the right-hander as well as on the off stump of the left-hander because of the rough mark, because the bowlers coming onto the patch. Now this area seems to be the trouble spot for the batsmen. We saw yesterday Chaminda Vaz bowl to Moin Khan and puff of dust coming out on the off stump, which should be a danger area for the batsmen. Also, Muralidharan was able to spin the ball quite prodigiously, which again is alarming. Pakistanis will really need to bat well and play out of their skin if they want to challenge the Sri Lankan total here.
Ravi's Roger out in the centre, and that is the...
That really has been Saeed Anwar's method. He's been looking for the cut as Muralidharan dropped anything short and been lunging forward to the one pitched up.
That's edge and taken. Arjuna Ranatunga has moved extremely quickly to his left and taken the catch. Saeed Anwar is waiting. Now the only question to be asked here is, did Ranatunga take the catch cleanly? Up goes the finger, and this is a big wicket. I think it's a very good catch by Arjuna Ranatunga. He anticipated it extremely well, and straight away some bounce and turn for the off-spinner.
Yes, Muralidharan has struck very, very early. Saeed Anwar has been living dangerously with that shot he's been playing. He's really not been getting over it and getting his wrist rolled over the ball. And there you are, that has a little bit of turn. He looks to try and push it through the slip cordon area. Ranatunga not taking it on the first attempt, but finally clinging on to it and rolling over.
Yes, that's a very good catch because it's deflected off the thigh of the wicketkeeper. So he had to keep his eyes on the ball, and the overnight batsman, Saeed Anwar, goes without adding to his overnight score. He's out for 56. Pakistan 130 for 4. So the big man in Zamamul Haq comes out to the centre. Tremendous record. Easily one of the best players in contemporary cricket. 65 matches and a very good average. His highest score is against Sri Lanka. And that was in the Asian Test Championship. Now this is the last man to be dismissed. Anwar surprised by the bounce, but a good catch by Ranatunga because that ball's gone off the thigh of the wicketkeeper. And Muralidharan striking early.
Right out forward
Yes, the
wicket.
deflection off the thigh of the wicketkeeper obviously was the reason that Ranatunga didn't really anticipate it properly enough, but his experience getting on the second bounce off the hand, he completes a very good catch, and that's a big wicket in fact for Sri Lanka.
In the air and dropped. That was never an easy catch. Dilhara Fernando was in the firing line there and was powerfully struck by Inzamam.
Inzamam making his intentions clear. He's certainly looking to go after Muralidharan, but that was powerfully struck. Just see Dilhara Fernando, the ball bouncing off those palms. In fact, did well to try and get to it, but certainly a catch that Sri Lanka would have loved to have had.
Well, they say catches win matches. These are the half chances you've got to take. Tremendous hit. That clears the boundary line quite comfortably. Once again, Moin Khan very positive with his footwork.
One cannot always predict Moin Khan. He's a busy thinking cricketer. As soon as Muralidharan gave the ball here, he was down the pitch and full swing right down the ground, perfectly struck.
That was a big shot, that 6, because he's got a man at long on. So he's got to be sure that he gets as close to the pitch of the ball as possible when he's looking to hit straight. Not out. And it was a turning track. And what happens is, as a batsman, you normally think that it's the spinners who's going to do all the damage. And he went out there and got a couple of wickets with his cutters early on. And that helped Pakistan beat India in a test series in India.
We smashed that one through the offside. Every now and again, down the wicket he goes, and he's hit that one to the boundary for 4. Well, he's decided that he's not going to allow Murali to dictate to him. That is a good shot. Very well played. Right off the middle of the bat again. This Moin Khan really is quite a player.
He's been targeting that offside open area on that occasion, inside out and right onto the pitch of it, getting himself enough room to get the full flow of the bat and right through the gap all the way to the boundary. Oh, that was a bit of a dangerous shot. He's got to be careful.
Oh, nasty delivery. And Inzamam ul Haq waiting for the decision. And now in goes walking. So Inzamam ul Haq goes after getting a very nasty delivery that he couldn't do anything about it.
Well, that's the kind of delivery that they were looking for. What a bowling change at the right time. And you see it just takes off a length and kicks there. Well, that's not something you want to see as a batter. Straight off the glove and a nice, comfortable catch. And that's the end of Inzamam, and certainly the wicket that Sri Lanka were looking for. He's one of the players that can win a game easily on his own. And that doesn't augur well for the next innings, I'm afraid. Our Sri Lankan batsman, Ramesh, 159 for 5.
Abdur Razak walks out in the centre, 20 years of age. This is his 7th test match. 87 versus West Indies being his best. He'll be having, supposed to be having some testing time here. Zoysa really got one to lift quite awkwardly to Inzamam ul Haq, who couldn't do a thing about it. Been talking about the wear and tear, about the variable bounce this pitch might have. Here was a very good example.
Yes, we see how it takes off just on a length. And Inzi, being a tall man, just not being able to get his hands out the way. Not easy to deal with. And as a batter coming in now.
Driving nicely, Moin Khan. Good use of the feet. And Razak coming back for the second, struggling. And DC Kure asking for the third umpire here. That looks pretty close. Abdur Razak just a little late in getting back. Very good throw by Zoysa.
Well, very unnecessary run there. If it's a run out, there's no doubt that's the kind of thing changes matches. Moin Khan is off easily. Razak starts a bit late. He's not sure if it's gone straight to the extra cover. And a great throw comes in. Does it hit the wicket? Well, oh, snip and tuck. It's a tight call. Let's have a look and see what the third umpire will say.
Well, he's struggling there, and when the bails are off, he's short of the crease, so that means curtains for Abdur Razak. A brilliant throw by Dilhara Fernando from the deep, and pretty ordinary running by Abdur Razak, who didn't ground his bat. Very good take by Muralidharan, also an awkward throw on the bounce. Made sure that he got rid of the ball quickly, and the red light comes on. So another blow for the Pakistanis. Abdur Razak being dismissed through a run out. Sri Lankans rejoicing. They know that they've got Pakistan by the throat here.
Well, just the kind of wicket you don't want to lose now, Ramiz. And that's the duck. Dreaded note. 160 for 6.
96 test matches, a lot of experience. Had an average of 21.6, quite reasonable considering that he has been a wonderful bowler. Best of 257 versus Zimbabwe. But here he's walked in with a lot on his plate. This was the run out. Very good work done by Muralidharan, and made sure that he got rid of the ball. Didn't try to grab the ball, just a faint touch. The ball hit the stumps and Abdul Razak was shot. A few inches, but he was shot for sure. There you see him very casual running and moving away from the pitch. That made him just a little late in getting back. Faint tickle. Looking for the second and running quickly. Will he make it? Yes, he does. That's very good running. 2 leg byes signaled. This is where Moin Khan is so good. Not only looking for the boundaries or stay at the pitch, but also running well to pick up those extra crucial runs. Just a little late to go across Galle with Erna.
Yes, he should have really got there to cover that. But you see Moin Khan, when he runs back, he runs down the wicket and straight. It's called experience.
The intentions are very clear so far. He wants to survive Muralidharan. Stay there with Moin Khan to get a partnership going. Sanat Jayasuriya anticipated it quite brilliantly.
Great reflexes from Sanat Jayasuriya. Great reflexes. As it hits the bat, he's only got about 2 meters to see it, and he's onto it in a flash.
That's up in the air, and fine leg coming underneath it. A tremendous catch in the end. Dilahara Fernando has taken a beauty. That is a very important wicket for Sri Lanka. Moin Khan, the captain, dismissed here. And this wasn't an easy catch because the ball went up miles in the air. Well done, young man.
Debutant Dilahara Fernando would have had a lot of butterflies in his stomach waiting for that one. Almost a sweep, getting the top edge and really going up in the sky. Dilahara really waiting on that one and really making a good effort to get it in the last minute, diving and pouching that one. He'll be much relieved.
Moin Khan goes for 47. Pakistan in trouble here. 165 for 7. So Waqar Younis comes out to the centre. Picked up his 300 wicket in this test match. But he has a job to do here with the bat. Runs very important for Pakistan. They've just lost their captain. And this is how he was dismissed.
Getting the top edge, trying to almost sweep it, and Dilahara Fernando down at the fine leg boundary, moving, making a good adjustment, going away from him, and really looks a bit. Really couldn't say if he really did pouch it.
Yes, I think he's done a good job here. Very easy for the ball to get out of his hands at this stage. He's caught it in one hand. There's no doubt about that. That's a very, very good catch by the young man. He kept his eyes on the ball till the end. That's up in the air and taken. I think he's got some glove on it. But the umpire isn't interested. So Younis survives 167 for 7.
See that intense look in his face.
That's carted away. It's a boundary here for Waqar Younis. He's found the gap on the onside. There were 2 men in the deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket.
that extra width, and he went right through with the spin. And he got his placement perfect. Sanat Jayasuriya down in the mid-wicket region waiting for the lofted shot, but the placement perfect there.
Yes, the deep mid-wicket now has come a lot squarer. It's up in the air, Zoysa coming underneath it, and he takes it comfortably. So Waqar Younis looking to get a move on here, perishing in the deep now. The Sri Lankans have held on to their catches, and Muralidharan has picked up yet another wicket.
Waqar Younis going for that one again on that occasion, hitting it in the air. Nuwan Soisa, a very safe fielder, gets right, nicely timed his run right into that one, and that's the end of Waqar Younis. So Sri Lankans really making inroads to the lower order batting of the Pakistanis.
Yes, he simplified things out there, Mushtaq Ahmed. Wish deliveries to pad up, wish to play, which is the right thing to do.
There might have been a bit of bat in that one. Yes, he's given him out. Mushtaq is not too happy about that. Now, very difficult. It's very, very woody noise there. And umpire B.C. Correa, who's been very conservative, he's been inclined to give the batsman the benefit of the doubt, which is the way umpire should operate. But there was a lot of wood in that one. Now, it's amazing, isn't it? You just mentioned the fact that someone's looking comfortable and playing well, and then all of a sudden he gets out. Let's see if we can pick it up. Here we go. Up she goes. And, well, it looked as if the ball might have gone behind the bat. Did it hit the back of the bat?
Also a case of maybe the bat hitting the toe, but umpire was convinced that there was a noise, and the noise was of the bat hitting the ball. Maybe the ball hitting the pad and then the bat, but there was certainly a noise. Mushtaq Ahmed, as a result, has gone back to the pavilion after scoring 2 in Pakistan, 176 for 9.
Ashad Khan, the new batsman, 9 down now, 176 on the board. And that's his test career so far, just 5 matches, 19 runs so far, not much to write home about in terms of an average. Righto, well, that dismissal, interesting one. Obviously, definitely a double noise, no doubt about that. See if we can pick up. I think that this one actually hits the pad, then onto the bat. You watch this. It goes onto the pad, now then onto the bat, onto the pad, then back. And it's at that point that I think there was a little bit of a nick as it went up in the air, just behind the bat. So definitely 2 noises, and you can see the reaction very positive.
The decision was made because of the noises, that's for sure, because there's no deflection on the replay. But there was a definite noise, and that worked against Mushtaq Ahmed. He'll still be ringing the fact that they gave away too many runs. The last 3 wickets, the Sri Lankans survived.
Well, that's beautifully played. Short of a length outside off stump. Wasim Akram has decided that he's got to take it upon himself now to try and reduce this deficit, and he's one of the players that can do that, and he can do it quickly. He's deadly dangerous.
A little shot from Fernando, and Wasim Akram making full use of it, reaching out for that one and middling it quite beautifully, staying into the shot and finding the gap.
Tremendous hit. He's a fierce striker of the ball, no problems in clearing the boundary there.
Well, that's the kind of shot we expected from him. He hits the ball very sweetly. And he's already got 8 with the over, 9 with the no ball. He's contributed 8, which is gold at the moment. Clean hit there. It's in the right area. And that's forcing Muralidharan to have a rethink and come around the wicket.
And that's cut away nicely. So 10 runs of the last 2 balls. And it also brings up the 200 for Pakistan.
Now, Ravi, when you put 10 runs, you know, when you say that in this over alone, there's been 13 runs scored, including the no ball, and Inzi batted for 12 runs for 52 balls. Just to put it into perspective of how difficult runs to come by, and suddenly if you get a 13 off an over, that's really a bonus.
Useful hand here from Wasim Akram. 26 not out. Wrapped on the pads. And I just got the feeling it might have come back in a bit too much. Height may have been the question as well.
Yes, I think this is pretty close, though. Very close. Let's have a look. Ooh, I don't think there's too much in it there.
And that's good cricket. Should get a boundary for that. Just an initial reaction there to come down the track and then quickly rock back and punch it away.
Yes, and Muralitharan really, he was expecting him to come down, there's no doubt about it, and Wasim stayed back, that's experience. But just a little sign of Morelli tiring a little bit, not concentrating as he should have in the beginning, allowing a bad delivery, just to not preempt anything. Valuable runs, those.
He'll keep the strike. This is good cricket by Wasim Akram. He's cut the deficit now to 60. 213 for 9.
And that partnership all important for Pakistan. Once
That's
again,
four. That's four. Through the slips. In fact, I'm not too sure that it carried. It went very fast. It was off the edge of the bat. Went very low, I think. Bounced away. Not a chance, but it went right between Kaluwitharana. And that looks like Aravinda down there.
4 very useful runs at ball angling in, getting the outside edge, keeping low, bouncing in front of keeper Kaluwitharana and Aravinda De Silva. So 4 more useful runs. The edge, a bit of an opportunity for Kaluwitharana to go across. But 4 runs in the name of Arshad Khan and 4 to Pakistan.
Well, he hasn't handed it over yet. So they're probably getting a little bit frustrated now. Let's get this over with. It's probably, yes, there we go. It's being held up, so the new ball is being taken. That presents a slightly different challenge now to these two. Short delivery, and he's pulled it away. It's in the air. Will he catch it? Arjuna's going after it, just short of him. Well, short ball there, and in the air for quite a long time. Arjuna went after it, but couldn't quite get to it. So they take the single.
So the new ball really rushing on to Wasim Akram, coming through quicker, getting the bottom edge of the bat, scrying up. Ranatunga trying to get to that one, falling short of Arjuna Ranatunga. Arshad Khan will have to face 2 balls from Dilhara Fernando.
This is up in the air. He could be out caught here. And once again, the ball eluding the fielder. It's the second time he's gone after a short delivery. The second time it's gone up in the air and away from the fielder. So the frustration continues for the Sri Lankans.
Very difficult to control these kinds of deliveries. Ball rising and really a nothing stroke from Wasim Akram. Really looking to play it towards the onside, but the ball was pitched on that off stump. And also taking that extra bit of height.
That's a tremendous shot. He's brought up his 15 style here, Wasim Akram. A boundary to end the over. And this is a very, very good half century. In fact, a no-ball signal. So 5 runs added to the score. 1 more delivery will have to be bowled. Well, this is a tremendous innings under pressure.
It's a lovely innings coming at the right time. And there you see the Pakistani players applauding this great knock. Conditions not easy at all for batting, especially when Inzamam and Yusuf Yohana had gone early. Wasim Akram carried on. Very methodical, and some very good hitting as well. Sanat Jayasuriya can really fall back on Aravinda De Silva to provide him with a bit of variety.
I think you're right, Ramesh. He's got a good arm ball, and he's a thinking cricketer. A lovely hit. Calculated risk taken by Wasim Akram. 1 bounce over the boundary line. And this is what he's been doing right through this innings. Blocking the good ones and then suddenly taking a chance.
putting the pressure back on the Sri Lankans. This has been a wonderful knock. Coming down the track and helping himself to a boundary. Neat and clean hit. A very good strike.
This is a record last wicket partnership for cricket between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Moin Khan and Amr Nazir had added 65. Now these two have added more than that. This partnership now worth 68. Past second slip, he just got a hand to it. Jayawardene was the fielder.
A wonderful try. Jayawardene has been brilliant in the field. Earlier took a wonderful catch to dismiss Yusuf Yohana. This would have been brilliant. Acrobatic and narrowly missing that one. Would have been a brilliant catch. Angling the bat, not covering the length with the back leg Wasim Akram, and Mahela Jayawardene diving full length. But really couldn't grab that one.
Well, down the wicket he goes. He's hit that one a long way. That's a huge six, way down the ground. Boy, what a big hit that was. That was a big six. Chaminda Voss, you could just see him jerk his head and watch that one go miles. Well, the boys in the press box were in danger. That really did go a long way.
He really bludgeoned that. He came down the wicket. Chaminda Voss didn't know really what to do, and that really was a huge, huge six, miles outside the ground.
Yes, did he hit it into the press box? I think that might have been where it ended up. It was a huge hit. Way down the ground. A lovely shot. Boy. Everyone just watched that one disappear. So 6 more to the total. 68 not out. Beats the outside edge that time. That one was a little bit quicker. Chaminda Voss didn't enjoy that 6 too much, I don't think.
And just eluding the man at cover. So it almost happened there.
Yes, Ravi, you called it. This is the kind of time now when you've got to be awake to the opportunities. And you know that he's not going to take the one in the inner ring in the first or second ball. So it's really criminal for him to go over the inner ring's head. He could really have been another 10 meters back if he need be, and let him take the one. But you can't let it go over your head.
And now that shot might just make him concentrate again. For the last couple of deliveries, that's a calculated shot again. 4 runs, he's picked the gap on the onside.
Well, Wasim Akram, as we said early on, dangerous strike of the ball, very clean, lots of experience.
Was bowled in, clean bowled. Well, at last, you might say, if you are a Sri Lankan supporter. Have a look at that. That's brought a smile to their faces. Things were going very quiet around the SSC here in Colombo, and yes, looking at their clocks now, saying, right, well, how much time is there before the close of play? Enough time to get a little bit of a lead going, and then 2 more days, well, I suppose we can still win. That's what will be going through a few minds, but at last, what a partnership, though. One really has to take one's hat off, first of all, to Wasim Akram, a wonderful cricketer we know, eventually bowled out for 78. That's how it happened. Beautiful delivery. A little bit of pace there, and he's not a bad bowler, is he? Every now and again, when he gets it together, he bowls a good delivery. But don't lose sight either of the contribution made by Ashar Khan. Not out 9, 95 balls he faced, and he was out there for a long time. About 3 hours in all. A wonderful fight back by Pakistan.
Well, no doubt that they'll remember that innings for a long, long time in that change room. Wasim Akram, what a contribution. And it suddenly becomes a long session now for bowling.
266 they scored. Didn't quite make the Sri Lankan 273, but they got pretty close. And thanks largely to Wasim Akram's performance down there 78 off 204 balls. And, well, he was the senior partner in that wonderful partnership. And Ashad Khan there made 9. He was undefeated on 9. And 120.5 over innings it was. So those are the Pakistan details. The partnerships, well, again, you look right down at the bottom for the best partnership, 90. Bear in mind the world record is 151, I think it is. I didn't quite get there, but what a partnership this turned out to be. And from the bowling point of view, Pat, well, they did pretty well early on, but it faded away in the end.
Yeah, they did. I think Muralitharan got a little bit tired, 47 overs. He went for too many, I think. 5 wickets. Even Ranatunga chipping in there, but again, not too much variation, I believe. Ravinda De Silva catching a bowl. And young Fernando, well, he worked hard for his 2 wickets.
Padu on strike. He's the right-hander. Waqar Yunus is going to be bowling into the wind for a start. He's on his way now. This is the first ball of the Sri Lankan second innings. So they'll try and keep this going. They really will. They've had a nice little run.
That's beautifully played. Saeed Anwar had no chance cutting that one. That's a beautiful stroke. No need to move for that one. Beautifully struck by Sanat Jayasuriya. Knew exactly where to place it. Went like a tracer bullet to the boundary. Close, and yes, given. A nod from the umpire. Steve Buckner had no hesitation in judging that one leg before. No shot offered, and Sanat Jayasuriya will be disappointed.
This is the overcautiousness that Sanat Jayasuriya has been showing. He has been playing in the fashion he knows best, and there you are, leaving a ball which was in fact coming into him, and umpire Buckner has had no hesitation, hitting him on the roll, and certainly was going in line with the stumps. So Sanat Jayasuriya goes, LBW to Waqar Yunus, a very fine delivery, and umpire Buckner has no doubts about that. The first Sri Lankan wicket falls.
Well, the first LBW of the game, Sanat Jayasuriya was a long way forward, but hit him adjacent to the stumps. Gone for 8, and Sri Lanka lose their first wicket for 14. Russell Arnold now walks in, 26 years of age, 16 matches. Average of 36, quite reasonable with 200s. Atapadu cutting well, beautiful stroke. Wasim Akram providing him with a bit of width, and beautifully dispatched away.
That's got away, dropped. Straight to Mushtaq at point. And Wasim Akram has to wait for his 400th wicket.
It's very disappointing for Wasim Akram. Really had him, gave the short one. Marwan Atapattu not getting on top of that. That's a very straightforward one, and Mushil really couldn't pouch that one. So very disappointed.
Great speakers. Well, what's that instrument in his mouth, Salia?
It's the blowhorn.
Edged and taken this time. 400 wickets for Wasim Akram. It's been a long wait, but the champion fast bowler has finally got his reward. Top innings today, and now he becomes only the 4th bowler in Test match history to take 400 wickets, and the only man to pick up 400 sticks in both forms of the game.
A historical moment here. Wasim Akram really softening up Russell Arnold, the great fast bowler, going up to the 400 mark with a fantastic delivery. He really sent it right up there and leaving Russell Arnold the 400th wicket, well pouched. A very good catch indeed, and the ecstasy on his face as he has got the 400th wicket.
Fantastic performance by a champion cricketer. For many, easily the cricketer of the decade. Russell Arnold departs, and Sri Lanka have lost their second wicket. 25 for 2. Aravinda De Silva has come out to the centre. Big responsibility on his shoulders now. Sri Lanka in a little bit of trouble here. 25 for 2. And look at that gang. Just 4 men who've taken over 400. Courtney Wall still going strong, 454. Kapil Dev, 434. Richard Hadley, 431. And now Wasim Akram, 96 test matches, 400. That's racing away. Too fine for the man at fine leg.
Waka Yunus straying. Marvin Athabata making full use of that one.
So if I'm not mistaken, the only 2 spinners in the top 15 leading wicket takers in world cricket.
That's well played, beautifully timed, smashed away down towards square leg. Aravinda De Silva, I think, realises that he's got to make a serious contribution here. That is a very good shot. Well bowled and well played as well. That was the attempt at getting it to swing in, a bit of reverse swing and straight down the ground for 4. A lovely straight drive. And that is the end of the over. 43 for 2. Well, he's had a go at that one and got it away on the onside, down to the boundary for 4. I wonder what that says now. When they take a reading, it may well be that they're going to ask the batsman. I think Aravinda's saying, yes, I think we'll go in. Yes, he has. He's accepted the light, and that looks as if it might be it for the day. Still 10 overs to go. Aravinda's all of a sudden got a big smile on his face.
And that's the status at the moment after 19 overs, 53 for 2. Still was not out 10. And Marvin Athabata, vice captain, has been good for him. He's on 33.
Yes, he's played very well, hasn't he? In Pakistan, well, a wicket apiece for Waqar and Wasim. 1 for 21 there for Waqar and 1 for 18 for Wasim Akram. That 1 wicket, taking him to the magic 400. That's Anita Fieldsman. That's well played, though. No one in at short mid-wicket. The ball running away down to the boundary. 4 runs, beautifully timed, but uppishly played initially. Absolutely certain I am that someone on the drive around about that silly mid-on place, short mid-wicket area. They've got to have one there. Just watch this. It'll go in the air off the bat.
That's right. The wicket is really not coming on. For the first 20 meters or so, the ball was in the air. He got his placement right. Nobody in that region beating the mid-on. He loves playing in that area on the onside. He really likes getting onto that one and timed it right down to the boundary.
And so the field now changing. You can see that they've decided to do that. He's a little bit too deep, actually. So there we are. The fieldsman now moving into position. Well, that little video writer of ours has obviously had a bit to drink last night, I think. And that's a bit strange because it was Poya yesterday, so I wonder what's going on. We'll have to try that again. That's the end of the over. It's 57 for 2.
Razak continues. Just the 4 bowlers used by Pakistan.
Aravinda De Silva, nice straight bat, just pushing the ball down the ground to mid-off. He'll take his time, just try and get used to the speed of the pitch. He'll be hoping that there'll be a few loose balls for him to deal with. They've actually got a man down behind square, trying to tempt him to hook in the air. It's that area that he'll have to be a little careful of. The man down here, and there's also one in this area down here. So 2 men back in that area.
Lovely bowling, Razak, Shabbat, ball the chase, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat.